Tonight on NAIT NewsWatch.
The Edmonton Oilers tackled the playoff drought.
It's been a long time coming. A lot of exciting days and nights.
Edmontonians participate in Canada's 150th birthday.
This is actually a cross-Canada tour. We're actually hitting 100 different communities along the way.
Students' physical limits are put to the test.
So the demand is growing, and it seems to be gaining in popularity every year, which is wonderful.
NewsWatch starts now.
Good evening. Hockey is the talk of Edmonton this week, with the Oilers securing a playoff spot for the first time in over a decade.
The teams, the fans, and local businesses are all very excited. Darcy Ropchan has more.
Thank you, Jen and Austin. I'm standing behind the statue of Wayne Gretzky, a reminder of the Oilers' glory days back in the 1980s. Well, after Oilers' victory against the Los Angeles Kings on Tuesday night, a whole new chapter of Oilers history is about to be written.
It's awesome, man. It's awesome. It's about time. Yay!
The atmosphere outside Rogers Place was absolutely electric on Tuesday as fans celebrated the moment they've been waiting over a decade to see.
We've been waiting for this for a long time, man. Long time.
Do you remember what you're doing?
Someone else who has been waiting a long time is diehard Oilers fan Greg Steele. Steele is happy to show off his memorabilia from the glory days and talk about what the future has in store for the Oilers after a decade of disappointment.
It's so frustrating to sit there and you watch the team that you had so much pride in just not being able to accomplish anything. Okay.
The new attitude around the team reminds Greg of the Edmonton Oilers' glory days in the 80s.
I remember fans jumping onto the ice and going around with Messier and the boys with the cup. That was incredible.
It's not just the longtime fans that are excited for the new future of the Oilers. The staff at Oilers Nation, the independent Oilers news site, are equally as happy for what the team's success means for them.
Very excited, and obviously as a company, quite excited as well. It's opened up some kind of new doors for us, and definitely made some of our jobs a lot easier because the sentiment around the team and the brand themselves has gone up. So in terms of attracting new partners for marketing and for events and stuff like that, we're seeing a lot more people kind of jumping back on the bandwagon.
With all the celebration comes a warning from Edmonton Police. Although they want everyone to enjoy the Oilers' playoff run, they don't want to see a repeat of some of the chaos that happened here on White Avenue in 2006.
Very much like we have in the past. We just want people to know that go out, have a very good evening, have a safe evening, but understand that the rules do apply, that there will be no drinking in public places, that public intoxication would be dealt with, and that the rules of the road, the rules as a pedestrian do apply, and we expect people to follow those rules for everybody's safety and for everybody to have an enjoyable evening.
Tickets for the Oilers playoff games go on sale April 10th at 10 a.m. They're going to sell out fast, so if you miss your chance to buy them then, the Oilers have announced that you can sign up for email alerts that'll let you know if there's any last-minute tickets available on playoff game days. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Darcy.
That's our Darcy Ropchan reporting from Rogers Place.
You're watching NAIT NewsWatch.
4 people are facing charges after an investigation into an identity theft and counterfeiting operation in Edmonton. Early this year, Edmonton police began investigating reports of an alleged counterfeiting operation in a home in North Edmonton. Police executed a search warrant of the house and say that they discovered counterfeit money in American and Canadian currency, along with stolen credit cards, driver's licenses, and passports. Police believe the case involves more than 100 victims of fraud.
Searches, we're finding files from about 2 years ago. So when we're contacting people, they're shocked that we've recovered their ID documents. But as mentioned prior, they're kind of, it was a simple thing as leaving their wallet in a bar and it went missing.
Police say additional charges are pending for the individuals as they continue to investigate and follow up with the victims.
NAIT's Student Association is speaking out against a tuition hike for international students.
Our issue is definitely the magnitude of the increase.
NAIT is increasing international student fees by 24%. That means new international students will pay the domestic tuition, plus a surcharge. John Perzak, NAIT's president, believes the spike is too much.
They raised tuition for international students by about 24%. If you look at MacEwan and U of A, their raises were between 3 and 5. NAIT was 24. So it's a huge thing. Another point that was so that was something we couldn't support, something that was very frustrating for us to see. But then when we were
international students already attending NAIT are not affected by the increase unless they start a new program.
The province is hitting the books, reviewing tuition in Alberta and looking at the models of other provinces. The Alberta government's tuition review is looking at ways to make the cost of education affordable to students of low-income families. The province is studying current models in Ontario and New Brunswick that provide students with grants that equal the average cost of tuition. Eligibility is based on annual family income of less than $50,000.
Right now, there's about $206 million in tax credits, which disproportionately benefit wealthier students. We advocate for that money to be moved forward to take the costs off of low-income students so they can get the grants right up front and access education.
The province is expected to introduce a new tuition policy in the fall.
The Oliver Community League wants drivers to slow down through its community. Oliver residents near Edmonton's downtown would like to reduce the speed limit in the area from 50 to 40 kilometers per hour.
I drive, I ride a bike, I cycle, I take transit. So for me, I'm okay with driving a little bit more slowly because I think overall it improves the safety of all road users. And as a pedestrian cyclist, it just would make me feel more comfortable riding with traffic or walking intersections when vehicles have more time to slow down and stop.
Narrow roads and vulnerable pedestrians have led to a petition for the reduction. 2,000 signatures are needed to take it to council. Go to olivercommunityleague.com to find out more.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Pack it in your carry-on, and the airport security check will be a breeze. The Edmonton International Airport was 20% busier at peak hours at the beginning of spring break. Many novice travelers who don't know what is allowed through security can cause delays.
Between 4 and 8, we screened about 4,000 passengers, and we want them to go through quickly and to avoid having to abandon items at the checkpoint.
A common mistake is large bottles and carry-on luggage. If you have to leave an item, store it, mail it, or it'll be donated to charity. The app Breeze Through Security is available for mobile devices and tell you if items is allowed and if it should go in checked or carry-on luggage.
Students dreaming of becoming a police officer are getting a chance to try out the profession.
Ready? And go.
40 high school students from around the city took part in a 3-day Youth Recruit Academy course. On the first day, students faced a physical test, including push-ups and squats. They also had to perform what's known as the beep test, a timed event where students ran from one end to the gym to the other as many times as they could before the timer beeped.
Really a great opportunity for them to see policing is fun, police officers are people, policing is something that you could see yourself doing.
Over the 3 days, the students also learned about other aspects of policing, including how to investigate crimes, stay safe in the line of duty, and how the K-9 unit works. This is the third year for this event.
A local mosque is going high-tech, creating a new app that helps remind people when to pray.
I think this is the main one
Muslims pray 5 times a day based on the cycle of the sun, so prayer times can change depending on the time of the year, and even a person's location. Members of Al Rashid Mosque came up with the idea as a way to help remind busy members to stop and pray.
It's much more easier for them to know when should they pray and when will they be able to, when is the upcoming prayer time. So they'll stay connected to the mosque in a way because the app also announces the ongoing programs we have at the mosque and our ongoing events that we have in the mosque.
The free app was released a month ago and it is one of the only kind in Edmonton.
Edmontonians are getting in on the action to celebrate Canada's 150th birthday. Edmontonians flooded Churchill Square on Wednesday to be a part of Participaction 150, an event traveling across Canada that brings different Canadian sports and activities for people to try. People spent their day out in the sun trying out some of the many unique activities offered.
We've got a whole variety here, from your kind of traditional sports like hockey and basketball to your kind of more recreational sports to even some sports that people might not even know about, like Quidditch or jump rope.
The event was held to not only help celebrate Canada's 150th year, but also to encourage Canadians to get out and get active.
Women leading the way in trades and technology are sharing their vision. Giri Berenstein, an information technology manager at Groundswell Group Incorporated, came to NAIT to speak on gender inclusivity in the workplace.
There is change, and we're the ones propelling it, and we need to keep fighting for it. And we need to leave every place that we get to more gender inclusive than we found it. Thank you.
Appetizers provided opportunities to network, and the panel after the presentation allowed in-depth discussion. For other women in trades and technology events, go to nait.ca/wit.
The Cat Cafe on White is open for business, and Happy Meows are welcoming customers. Cat cafes serve the community by providing one-on-one time with animals that need families. Everyone gets to know the cats before taking one home. It is this familiarity that increases the chances the match will last.
We offer people such great environment. It's just like a homey environment. So people grab the favorite drink and sit down and cuddle with 12, 15 different kitties, and then pick the best one.
You can reserve the online or drop in. 20 people are permitted into the cat living room at a time. Visit meowaround.com and spend time on the cat side of the avenue.
Coming up after the break, we take some time to smell the orchids.
The 40th annual Orchid Fair.
With in excess of 500 unique orchids in bloom.
Coming up in sports, the Mini World Cup Soccer is here in Edmonton for the weekend. I'm also going to show you a NAIT's Year in Sports. And I'm going to learn how to rope a calf, or in this case, a hay bale.
All this warm spring weather is no April Fool's joke. It's in fact so warm that driving ranges are opening up in Edmonton. I'll have all of that and more coming up in weather.
Now that spring is here, I have really been itching to get outside.
I'm loving that warm weather. Is it here to stay, Jessie?
It is indeed here to stay. And in Calgary, or the Edmonton averages, we have a high of 13 and a low of 1 degree, so it'll be mostly sunny and a really nice day for you guys to be able to get out there. In Jasper, we have a high of 8 and a low of -2, so it'll be a little bit colder and partly cloudy, but the Sky Tram is officially open for the season, so get out there and enjoy that. In Fort McMurray, we have a high of 9 and a low of 1, so pretty warm, but you do have a 20% chance of getting some rain, and it'll be mostly cloudy all day. In Edmonton, we have a high of 12 and a low of 2, and it'll be mostly sunny, so a lovely day to get out there and enjoy this spring weather. The averages for this time is a high of 8 and a low of -3, so we're warmer than the averages are. And the records are a high of 21 in 1906 and a low of -25 in 1936. Our warmer weather is going to continue for the rest of the week. The lowest we'll get is only 5 degrees, but it's going to be up from there. Enjoy your guys' weekend.
Weather is brought to you by NR92, the station for the students.
The government of Alberta announced a new province-wide rebate program for homes and businesses to install solar panels.
With NAIT's alternative energy program quickly growing, the announcement was well received. Our Alyssa Short has the story.
NAIT's alternative energy program has doubled in class size in the last 2 years, seeing as many as 9 times more applicants than the program can hold. With so many people taking a growing interest in the field, program student Ronak Patel is thankful to see the government taking a stand to promote its advancement.
So without the government, I think it's kind of hard to push renewables. and then without them being pushed onto people's houses, they never really get better, right? If you aren't always working on it, it's kind of just gonna like flatline.
The solar panel rebate program, announced on February 27th, aims to create over 900 jobs in the solar sector alone. Alternative energy staff see this as a positive sign for their students and the industry they'll be entering.
We're hoping that of those 900, 100 of them are going to come out of here, right? Besides solar, there's a lot of avenues, right, for these guys to chase down. Anybody who's in the solar industry is sort of stuck waiting until all of these government incentives come out.
From writing policy to studying different technologies, the alternative energy program covers so many different aspects of the field, Ronick remains confident in job opportunities.
It's not like everyone coming out of it's going to be installing solar panels. There's jobs for people all over the place.
With the high initial costs of installing solar and other alternative energies, many are hoping to see a larger shift towards green when the rebate program launches this summer. Alyssa Short, 2nd Edition News.
Now that spring is here, I've really been itching to do some outdoor activities.
And I've been looking to get out and enjoy that sunshine. Have you any ideas for me, Vicki?
You know what I do, and if you've been working on your swing, I have a lot of exciting news for golfers out there. It's time to dust off your clubs as the driving range at one of Edmonton's golf courses is now open for business. The Victoria Golf Course opened up its driving range for the season on Thursday, with its course to hopefully follow soon. A few early birds are back in the wing of things. The course is one of Edmonton's busiest, being in the heart of the River Valley.
Well, it looks like we're off to a good start again. Looks like we're going to get some real nice weather at the start of April. The course looks like it's wintered really well, so hopefully in a couple weeks we'll be on all the regular greens.
They suspect the entire course will be open soon with the changing weather. The Mini World Cup is back to recognize the cultural diversity within the soccer program here in Edmonton. The busy opening ceremonies took place on Tuesday, and the tournament has been in full swing since then. The tournament is important for the soccer community and its multicultural backgrounds, but of course the players are excited to be back on the field.
And focus on our game, each game one at a time, and yeah, we'll see where it goes. It's all fun.
There are games running every day until April 12th. A Leduc rink is also filled with energy and excitement this week for the Canadian Ringette Championships. From March 27th to April 1st, the Canadian U16 and U19 teams will be competing for the championship and for the opportunity to compete on an elite level. The town of Leduc is really benefiting from this event.
Well, the estimated economic impact for the city of Leduc is $2 million. So the event started on the games officially started on March 27th and run till April 1st. We have games in Leduc, Beaumont, and Devon. Beaumont and Leduc just for the rest of this week. Devon is held Monday, Tuesday. So all three areas are impacted.
At 5 tonight, the Wild Out West Hoedown began, as well as the closing ceremonies. It's been a busy year for sports here at NAIT, and a lot of heart, sweat, and tears took place, whether on the field, the ice, or on the court. The athletics manager, Greg Meropoulos, was proud of this year's progress and says that even though they may not have had as many wins as they had hoped, there were many high points to the year.
We weren't as successful as we were the previous year, but you know, success goes in cycles, and success is measured in a number of different ways. Some could be banners in your gym, others could be improving and having a tremendous athletic experience for your program.
The Ooks are still busy in training, and Meropoulos says that some will be attending camps to keep up their strength and stamina for the next season. I roped myself into something new for my end zone challenge, which involves some boots, a cowboy hat, and a hay bale. I'm down here at Farmhouse, which is a University of Alberta fraternity, with MJ Woke.
Hello.
He's going to teach me today how to do some calf roping for the end zone challenge. So MJ, tell us a little bit about it.
All right, so here's your rope here. This is the ranch rope. It's a little bit longer than you would usually use. So what you want to do is you build a loop here, You want your loop to be about the length of your leg here, and you want the distance from your hondu to your hand to be about the length of your elbow to your tip of your fingers. You want to be only about this long so that it doesn't get all tangled up in your hands, and then you're ready to rope.
Of course, it takes a lot of skill to become good at roping. So I had to try, and try again. But even the slightest wrong move and the rope would slide off. I needed a few more tips from MJ.
By your left shoulder, and then you just slam her down on the bail like that, and then you have caught it.
He showed me a few more examples.
Just like that.
Then he showed off his fancy skills. And then finally, I was able to catch the cow. Or in this case, a hay bale.
Yeah, so then when you grab it, you want to...
All right, well, thank you, MJ. I learned a lot today. I was able to rope this hay bale. You have a lot more coming up for you when you're on a real horse roping a real cow. So good luck in the future with your competitions.
Thank you.
Let me tell you, those cowboys have to be real coordinated to be able to do all that stuff.
Well, you have to do 3 things at once, I think.
I'll be honest, I don't think I could concentrate on that many things at once. Coming up after the break, we build a bat house.
We're building a bat house for homeless bats.
400 bats can fit in these rocket bat boxes.
Coming up after the break in entertainment, we're doing a look ahead to the Orchid Fair. At the Shaw is unveiling some new art, and I visit Red Loon Tattoo and Piercing. And maybe this weekend, I'll be getting a tattoo down at the Tattoo Festival.
NAIT NewsWatch jackets provided by Smeal GM Whitecourt and Elite Sportswear.
Hair services provided by Rock Salon and Spa.
Music provided by Martin Mayer Productions.
This week for In Our Community, we went down to Harlack Park.
That's right, and we helped build a home for mother bats to raise their young. Edmonton and Area Land Trust strives to protect natural areas to benefit wildlife and people. They are supervised and managed by volunteers. Today, we give building a rocket bat house a try, which Edmonton and Land Trust plan on placing around all their natural areas in the city. After some sealant and drilling and a little tender love and care, it was shaping up to be a pretty nice piece. Apart from the minor aesthetic flaws, I'm sure the new homeowners won't even bat an eye.
They will support a whole maternity colony of up to about 400 bats, female bats with their little pups who will grow to be able to fly in there. So it's creating a really good area for bats.
If building isn't for you, there's a lot more volunteering opportunities. To learn more, go to ealt.ca. I am looking to get out of the house this weekend. Any ideas?
Well, I'm hearing that some of those winter patios are opening up. Our Brittany Matika has more in entertainment.
Spring has sprung in Edmonton, and with warmer weather temperatures comes the most wonderful time of the year, patio season. Patios aren't just for summer. The winter patio weekend is underway in our city, and Little Brick has cleaned up their patio and is offering campfires and patio heaters with complimentary s'mores tomorrow from 8 to 4 p.m. The Fairmont Hotel McDonald will have their patio open from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. tomorrow. And the Rice Howard Way second season street party is happening right now with family and pet-friendly entertainment until 8 p.m. Head down there after our show to check it out. The 40th annual Orchid Fair is happening in St. Albert next weekend with both local and international exhibitors to have orchids on display. The president of the Alberta Orchid Society, Daryl Albert, is prepping for the weekend. Next weekend. It will feature over 15,000 feet of display space at the Enjoy Center in St. Albert, April 7th to 9th. It offers something for everyone, from beginner plants to the rare and exotic. If you're looking to purchase a new orchid at the show, here are a few things to keep in mind.
To look for something that is going to be happy in your windowsill. Some of the more exotic things that come from cloud forests will not, thrive in a, dry house environment.
Daryl said there will be fun for the whole family. Admission for children under 12 is free. The Orchid Fair will also include art and photography displays, workshops, and lectures for budding and expert growers. New art is being showcased around the Shaw Conference Centre from our very own local artists. Diana Templeton was one of the artists to have her watercolors featured at the art night on Wednesday.
What I do a lot of are the reflections of other buildings on the building across the street. Like this one over here is the bell tower reflected on the HSBC building.
So we have over 500,000 guests come through our venue each year, and we want everybody from regional to national to international guests to see the great talent Edmonton has and take some of those pieces home with them.
Of the 13 artists to be selected to participate in Art Night, 5 pieces will be on display to the public at the Shaw Conference Centre for the next year. Art can be displayed on our walls, in our gardens, and even on our bodies. Red Loon Tattoo and Piercing is a local shop located just off White Avenue. They are preparing for a busy but exciting weekend at Northlands for the Edmonton Tattoo and Arts Festival. Lexi Cron spoke about the local and international artists who will be showcasing their talents at the expo.
You do have the option of getting tattooed at the show. A lot of artists strictly do walk-ups for the show, so they don't book at all, so that you get the opportunity to come and you can pick from their flash. So some of the artists will have ready-made designs available at the show that are priced out. You can kind of pick and then pick out colors and placement and stuff like that. And it really gives you a unique opportunity to get tattooed by an artist who might otherwise be booked up.
The show runs tonight until 10 p.m. and tomorrow from noon to 6 p.m. at Northlands. And for anyone wondering at home, no, I didn't get a tattoo the other day, but you could this weekend at the Tattoo Festival. That's all I have for you in entertainment. Have a great weekend.
There's a new company show coming up for us, and it's called the Aerial Playground.
The Outdoor Adventure Experience opens May 20th and is meant to provide locals with year-round outdoor activities over at the Snow Valley and Rainbow Campground site. The club says it is expecting higher volumes of visitors this summer.
Rainbow Valley Campground is sort of the unknown local attraction in that it's the only campground left in the city, but now we're going to have this attracting people as well. So our numbers, I think conservatively, are expecting 12,000 people to go through.
The attraction will run from May until mid-October.
And that's all for our show. Thank you for watching.